Hi there, welcome to the Motley Crew. And as you can see, this is a mono-Motley game called Pew Pew Take2. And it's a sequel to the original Pew 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 game featuring Chin in the Tier 7 Akizuki. And as you can imagine from the title, he's going to burn some ships down. Okay, so the first game is on Estuary. And as you can see, Chin is on the southern spawn in the centre. So he's spawned on the blue team's home cap. Ships look out for the Skern and the Kagero, and the red team also have an Akizuki. So just waiting for the clock to count down. And off we go. Now, centre spawn is always a little bit of a tricky one. Do you push left? Do you push right? Chin decides to push centrally. It enables him to counter any potential push by the red team onto the home cap. And as you can see from the minimap, on the western or left spawn, the blue team are starting to push. And likewise on the right spawn on the eastern side, they're also pushing up towards the red team. Battleship has been spotted off on the eastern, northeastern cap, or northeastern side rather, of the map. So Chin is carefully pushing forward. He's got reasonable detection in this, 5.1. And as I'm sure you know from previous games from Chin, he can be quite aggressive in his destroyer play. Now his threat indicator is telling him there is a ship, or looks like there's a ship on the red team's home cap. So it's just taking it carefully. Yeah, and as you see on the minimap, the blue team destroyer on the eastern or right flank has pushed up quite a way. And he spots a Bismarck on the home cap, the red team's home cap. He puts zoning torps out. And unusually, I would say, the two battleships that spawned with him have pushed up in support. Unfortunately, the blue team lose their destroyer on the right flank, on the eastern side of the map. Now, Chin is watching this. He uses his torpedo reload boost and gets another set off on the Bismarck. And I don't know if the Bismarck is aware yet that he's had torps spammed out towards him. Chin smokes up and immediately starts to wail on the Bismarck. And I don't know if you've noticed on the minimap, he's also got his battleships, as I said, in support. And one is going to push up in close support, which is good to see. Normally battleships sit way off. There it is. I think that's an Agato. And there's a red team cruiser. It's a Miyoko who's pushing in close. He can be a danger. Chin switches to AP and immediately starts to engage. Okay, red team have lost a cruiser. Now he's got to be careful because Miyoko can spawn out torpedoes, although she has got weird sort of rear-facing torpedo angles. But she's being worn down by the Akizuki's gunfire. And in addition to that, Bismarck looks like there's a red team Nagato has also pushed into their home cap. Yeah, there it is. Okay, if you look on the minimap, you can see the blue team on the left or western flank have pushed up whereas on the eastern flank they are in a hold position because they've lost their destroyer. Yeah, he's sussing out torpedo angles on that Nagato. Yeah, torpedoes out. He's trying to be careful here. He's got reasonable, as I said, reasonable detection distances, but he doesn't want to reveal his position too soon. Okay, red team have lost a battleship.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
There's that Miyoko there.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
So he's playing it cagey at the moment. Left-hand torp looks quite good on the Nagato. And there's torps out, presumably from the Miyoko. Okay, blue team have just lost their Plymouth on the right flank. And he now pushes into the base. At this stage, he's not necessarily interested in capturing it, but it is now stopping the red team scoring. And if you notice there, the blue team have now lost the second destroyer. But they get a destroyer back on the red team. And the Nagato goes down to Chin's torpedo flood.
I need support.
That's his first kill.
Engine boost
He's asked for support now. He knows there's an Aya out there, and that Miyoko is still hunting. So target priorities here. Yeah, the Aya was a big, fat, juicy prospect. He's also aware that a cruiser is always far more dangerous to a destroyer than a battleship is initially. The Aya is starting to push in. It's contesting the cap. But he's going to take the Miyoko off first, but the Miyoko gets the blue team Nagato, who came up in support of Chin. Smoke screen up and immediately starts to wail on that Miyoko, but he does get torpedo hits on the Iowa. And Miyoko's on low health now. He's changed to AP. He's got a broadside cruiser. And she's not long for this game. Although she does catch him there. And bang, she goes. That's his second kill. Now he knows there's an Iowa pushing in on him. But the Iowa is starting to angle. I'm surprised. I thought it'd have pushed nose in. Makes him less susceptible to torpedo damage as he can avoid torpedoes. Chin gets a high caliber now. As you can see, he's up to 109,000 damage on the red team. And the red team are down to just 2 ships. The Iowa that he's engaging now and a destroyer, which I think is a Skern. And she's gone broadside. Okay, I possibly wouldn't have done that, but hey. I can't see what he can see. I know there are 2 battleships and a cruiser off on the blue team's left flank, which he may well be worried about. But you can see Chin is whittling him down now. He's not got much health left. And the Veneto on the blue team takes him out. So that just leaves the Kagero. Chin's now going to open water gunboat. And to be honest, I don't really fancy the Kagero's chances much. She has spammed out torps. Yeah, he avoids those. And there she goes. That's 3 kills and a good game to Chin. Okay, we're going to have a second Pew Pew Take 2 game coming up very shortly. Okay, so this is Pew Pew Part 2, Take 2. And here we see that Chin is on Islands of Ice. It's a traditional domination game, if you like, with 3 caps, Alpha, Bravo and Charlie. Now, Chin has spawned on the southern side on the western flank. And he immediately starts to push for the Alpha cap. As you can see, his threat indicator is telling him that there is a red team ship probably also pushing for the Alpha cap. Ships for him to watch out for Loyang and Caprice, obviously destroyers, plus their cruisers Miyoko, Harbin and Chapayev. And good to see his spawn mates, which I think are an Anchorage and a Veneto, who are in division, are pushing up in support. And also, if you check on the minimap, you can see the destroyer in the B cap has started to push in. At the moment, the blue team on the eastern flank for the Charlie camp are they're holding back. They're not being as decisive, perhaps, as the Alpha and Bravo cap spawns are. There is an Alabama way out to the north there. He puts out zoning torps. They are starting to cap, so that would indicate to Chin that there's probably a destroyer in the cap. He pushes in. As I said, if you check the minimap, he's got a cruiser and a battleship in support, which is good. There's the Loyang. He immediately gets guns on. Loyang is a dangerous destroyer. He's going to wail on that. And you can see supporting fire coming in from his spawn mates. Torps out on the smoke screen, but he manages to get the Loyang. First blood. Excellent start. As I said, throughout the match, just keep an eye on the Anchorage and the Veneto, who are in support of Chin. They do play a good game.
Smoke screen set.
Nice to see. It's great being a swashbuckling destroyer player, but you do need support. Okay, so he's going to capture the Alpha cap. But if you check on the minimap, the red team have captured the Bravo cap.
Concentrate
And
fire on the designated target.
blue team there are standoffish, likewise on the Charlie cap. There's a Rook pushing in on the Bravo cap. Okay, red team's eaten, takes out the blue team Loyang, so both teams are down a destroyer. And there's a Harbin pushing in. Chin utilises the Loyang's smoke screen, switches to AP and starts to wail on the Harbin. She's quite a thin-skinned cruiser, but he doesn't want to be caught out in the open by her. She's got very quick firing guns. But as you can see, that Rook is pushing in and he's got an ideal crossfire. And you'll notice fires coming in on that from all directions, which is good to see. She's not going to last very long like that. Yeah, the Richelieu takes her out. And there's a Zeton also pushing in on the Bravo cap, or near the Bravo cap. Chin puts out torps. But he is aware he's got a Harbin out there. And of course there's the Alabumi, who was north of the Alpha cap. He's playing it cagey at the moment. He's not revealing his position. It looks like the Harbin's smoked up. He is aware, though. Yeah, there's the Alabama. He's got to be careful. And the Zeton, as I said earlier, who's on the western side of the Bravo cap. But she's low on health. Alabama looks fairly untouched. Looks like she's pushing in slowly. There's a Miyoko.
Engine boost activated.
I say that Zeton is still pushing southwards, but she is suffering. Okay, Miyoko and Harbin around the Bravo cap. But the Alabama is starting to push in now. Oh, he's got to be careful. As I said before, he knows he's got a cruiser and a battleship in support. There's the Harbin again. Yeah, Alabama opens up. Now, actually, I think this Alabama, as you'll see the next few minutes, she plays quite a good game. She knows that there's a destroyer in front of her. So she doesn't hang back. She pushes in. Yeah, there's the two red team cruisers out there. Okay, the Veneto picks up that Zeton. Chin has got torps out on the Alabama.
Smoke generator.
And he smokes up and starts to wail on the Alabama. He does get a torp on her. Unfortunately, no flood, I don't think. No. But he does get a fire on her.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
And the red team Caprice has been spotted to the south of the Alpha and Bravo caps. That Miyoko goes down to the Heinrich.
Our team has taken the lead.
But you'll notice Alabama, sensibly, she's pushing in, but she's not sailing in a straight nose-in direction. She's varying her course
Engine boost
to make it more
deactivated.
difficult to aim torpedoes at her. I would suggest if you're a battleship player and you know there's a destroyer in front of you, that's how you play. You come in nose first, but you vary your course. Make it more difficult for the destroyer to spawn out torps. Chin has left the smoke screen. He doesn't hang around in the smoke screen, and he's now putting fire on the Alabama. She's burning. But the red team Harbin picks up that Veneto. See, Anchorage is also wailing in on the Alabama. Looks like she's DC'd. And they both open up on her again. Torps out from the Anchorage as well. She's nearly gone.
Critical engine damage.
Yeah, and the Heinrich picks up the kill shot.
Our team has taken the lead.
Blue team have now got all three
Problem solved,
caps
sir.
and 5 kills compared to 3 kills by the red team. And they've got a nearly 400. No, yeah, it's a 400-point lead. Chin knows there's still 2 cruisers out there. Okay, red team have just picked up another kill on the Colorado. The blue team Heinrich is saying that there's a problem to the south of Bravo. It's probably the destroyer. There's a Caprice.
We've been spotted.
And Chin realizes there's still a cruiser to the north of the Bravo cap. Yeah, he's indicating to his teammates where he thinks it is.
All
There's the
stations
Harbin.
requesting fire on the designated target. Our victory is in sight.
So red team down to 3 ships now. The 2 cruisers, Harbin and Chappie, and the Caprice, who looks like he's pushed into the Bravo Cap again, because the Bravo Cap is now contested. Chin lets the remainder of the blue team go after the Harbin. He's going to go and contest the Bravo Cap.
Do not let the enemy take the area.
And if you look on the minimap, you see there is a red cruiser way to the northeastern corner of the map. It's not really having much effect on the rest of the battle there. Yeah, Harbin's smoked up. Chin's now moving into the Bravo Cap. As I say, he knows there's a Caprice in there. And the Heinrich picks up the Harbin.
Our victory is in sight.
So red team down to the Caprice and a Chappie, who's way up to the northeast, near the back line. Those are the Harbin's torpedoes. They're no threat to Chin because they're deep water. But there's a Caprice. Immediately opens up on a bit of open water gunboating.
Engine damage.
And he's got the anchorage in support as well, who also opens up on the Caprice.
Problem solved, sir.
As I said, that anchorage and the Veneto, who has been killed, were good support players for Chin's destroyer. Yeah, but the Zeton picks up the Caprice. So there's just 1 ship left on the red team. That Chappie, who's way up north. Meanwhile, Chin is going to capture the Bravo Cap.
Retreat now.
Yeah. Not quite sure why the Richelieu says that. Strikes me as a little bit greedy. He wants to kill for himself. Anchorage comes in support again. And Chin has very nearly taken the cap. But as you can see, they're very near to counting out. Gets the cap. The Richelieu gets the Chappie. Good game. And as I said, a big shout out to the Anchorage and the Veneto for being excellent support players. Hope you enjoyed that. We will have another game for you very soon.